Hello everyone, it's Dom. I am here gonna stream one of our Ravnica Roto draft matches, and this is gonna be between Carney and Scott, and that I believe I have the names backwards actually. Let me change that real quick. So Scott, the Abzan deck's on the bottom. Looks like he has Birds of Paradise and has a lot of mana, not a ton to do with it. Whereas Carney's gonna have to mulligan because he has nothing. Or no, he can't generate any mana at all. It looks like Carney's gone down to 5, unfortunately, and has got triple forest and a double black spell, so that's not a great start, sadly. We've had a lot of kind of unexciting matches in our league so far. But it is only round 2. Hopefully we'll start to get some better games sooner or later. And but anyway, Carney did draw a swamp to start, so that'll help a little bit if he can find some other gas. Okay, we got the names on the right side here. Scott drew a Wayfaring Temple, which could be pretty threatening. He's going to be a 2-2 down. He's got Trostani and a cheap creature in hand. If he can come up with a way to produce a token, he'll have multiple ways to populate between these two cards. Carney draws Smogthos, the Restless Tomb, which is pretty good with Deadbridge Chant if he can get to that point in the game, but doesn't do a lot right now. Scott draws another land, but he is going to cast Trostani this turn, which is pretty decent, and then he can attack for 3, so he's definitely got the upper hand, even though his draw is not insane or anything. Harry's going to be joining me soon, by the way, so I actually might be able to get Yuki to join me here. We'll set up the call here. So it's worth noting Scott should have played Trostani first, then he could have attacked for 3 instead of 2. So it's a little bit of a misstep there.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. About to post stats off of Cockatrice. Will that link stay live in terms of reference?
What do you do? I didn't hear you, sorry.
Pasted a link into Facebook for deck changes.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Alright, so we're not going alone on the commentary here. Carney drew Seal of Doom and was able to kill a Trostani, so that actually leaves Scott with not a whole lot to do. It's pretty flooded. But Carney needs other black mana to cast the Desecration Demon, so...
Are we on Cockatrice or on GGO?
Oh, this one's on Cockatrice.
Alright, sweet. That means I can actually watch.
Yeah. That's a Deathrite Shaman. Scott correctly plays his creature pre-combat this time. Does he put Carney down to 15? And he's looking for either a swamp or something he can cast on 4 or less mana. Graveshell Scarab, probably not the one he wanted, although he can cast it next turn for sure. Might be too late though. Carney mulled to 5 this game. This draw's pretty awkward. He kept like 3 Forest, Desecration Demon, Deadbridge Chant. Oh, there's something that can populate the Selesnya Charm. So he's a... Alright, so he actually didn't play it pre-combat. Maybe playing around removal. Oh wait, never mind. I think they miscommunicated. Okay, so he's playing Selesnya Charm probably to make a knight during the attack step. Alright, so he gets a 2/2. Wayfaring Temple is going to become a 4/4, and then it's going to populate and make another 2/2. And then become a 5. So I think Scott's in pretty good shape here. There's that swamp a bit late.
Hello.
Hey. So Carney mulled to 5 and probably has already lost game 1.
Fun.
We've had a lot of those. Yeah, this Desecration Demon is just going to get tapped. And then Scott can attack for 7. He also... Oh, he drew Talsimir Wolfblood. That might just be lethal.
Yeah, actually, that makes Wayfaring Temple large enough to not really care about Desecration Demon.
Yeah. Well, he could cast it with the birds. So he would have to tap birds to cast it.
Yeah. And that's going to give Wayfaring Temple 3 more, making it an 8/8.
I think it's a 7. 7, 8. Yeah, it's still lethal. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Because so Temple's going to be an 8/8. Then he's going to have to sack the birds. It'll be 7, 7. Deathrite's 2, and the Knights are both 3. So yeah, that's enough. This is probably one of the worst matchups to have Desecration Demon in your deck, actually.
Oh, he didn't full swing.
Oh, interesting.
He might not realize that he has lethal damage?
Yeah, I would assume not. Like, Carney only has colorless mana up. He also, I think, just only has 1 mana spells, or doesn't have any relevant 1 mana spells.
If he full swung that turn, Desecration Demon blocks and dies, and then the other knights would have gone through and the Deathrite Shaman, so that wouldn't have killed him, but it would have put him in a terrible spot.
Yeah, I think it's gonna end up not mattering, but
Yeah.
Golgari decoy doesn't look too great in this matchup either. I think I'm obviously mulled to 5 and had a pretty lousy draw, but I think this is just a tough matchup for the Scavenge deck. It like wants to keep the board fairly controlled and like usually, go in on one big thing, and the token deck can get around that a lot of the time.
Did Scott win his previous match?
He did not. He lost to Hunter in the first round.
So Hunter's 2-0 right now?
Yes. Alright, so Scott takes game 1. They're going to go to sideboards, and we're going to look at some deck lists. Alright, let's start. This is Scott's deck list, Abzan tokens. And his sideboard. I think I'd bring in the Putrefy, and then a Glare of Subdual is probably good also. Like, spot removal and just any way to, like, 1-for-1 with your swarm of tokens is probably going to be good. Can you guys, do you have it up on your screen? Do you have any other thoughts on this?
I don't have their sideboards up.
Okay. I have it on the stream.
I was actually going to Facebook to see if you had a link on your...
Oh, my bad. Here, I'll put it in the chat. It's too many things to do.
Alright,
let's see. Carney's deck we talked about last time. He has the Scavenge graveyard deck, main deck, and then he sort of has a ramp deck in his sideboard. So it might actually be worth going to that for him, so he can bring in these primordials and Gaze of Granite seems good.
Try and go big and overrun.
It seems like
it's gonna be a little hard. I mean, he's fighting a deck that goes big and tries to overrun.
You think I like Gaze of Granite and Crime Punishment, just for punishment, and then he doesn't actually have much as sweepers go.
No.
You can see like the Golgari decoy getting large and then trading for a lot of stuff. Yeah, it seems like fundamentally could be a tough matchup.
It could be. I mean, I don't really see anything that can really overpower him in the side.
Yeah. There really aren't a ton of sweepers in this format.
No, and I think I have the best one, which I'm not going to play because I'm not running anyway.
Yeah. Merciless Eviction I have, which costs 6, but one of the sweepers doesn't kill tokens, which I don't think was even drafted, which was Hour of Reckoning.
Right.
So there's not too many things to play around.
Right. I mean, if Carney sideboards into the ramp strategy and he goes bigger faster, he'll just probably overrun. But
it seems like he'd have a chance. I pulled Scott's list up again in case you didn't see it before. But for him, I like the Glare and the Putrefy seem good.
Yeah.
But it looks like the game's starting, so we'll go back to that. Alright, so Carney's going to be looking for a hand that actually does that. That's better, I would say. Doesn't have a creature. He has 3 4-mana creatures, which is sort of awkward, but he at least has the ultimate price.
Yeah.
Scott has... This hand looks fine. He has Twilight Drover on 3, and then Growing Ranks, and then the Scion, so... Probably fine. Let's talk about Twilight Drover. That's not a card that has been played too much, I think, in the past. It's like 3 mana 1/1, but it gets a +1/+1 counter whenever a token dies or leaves the battlefield, I guess, technically. And you can, but the powerful part is you can, once you get a counter, you can remove it to make 2 spirits.
Yeah.
Scott Mulligan, though, so I guess his evaluation was less favorable than mine. I guess it's slow on the draw. Like, turn 3, you're playing a 1/1, and then turn 4, you're playing an enchantment that doesn't do anything.
Yeah. The same, basically the same hand.
Carney's deck's pretty slow, though.
Yeah, especially with the. I mean, basically traded the other 2 for the Temple and the Courage.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Unflinching Courage is what you want against a black-green deck, necessarily, but... Alright, so Peruse the Guildmage. So this Pillar of the Perrunes can only use it to cast multicolored spells. So it's going to be good for the Guildmage and the Wayfaring Temple. I guess he only has one monocolored card, so that's not bad. This may not be the best time to draw Golgari Gravesoul. It could be powerful later in the game, though.
Yeah.
Scott drew Call of the Conclave. That's actually worse for him. If he had just cast the Guildmage, it won't die to ultimate price, but now if he plays Call of the Conclave, it's probably just going to get killed on the end step.
Yeah.
Because even though Call of the Conclave is a multicolored spell, it makes a monocolored token.
Alright.
Scott's going to need land also. Although Carney is too.
Now, if Bull Carney used ultimate price on a token, I guess is a real question.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'd probably do it just because.
I mean, based on like the last game, he's got a lot of multicolored stuff. So I mean,
that's also true.
It just becomes a dead card in your hand.
Yeah. After this turn,
2/2 token.
Carney's going to have stuff to do with his mana for the next several turns.
Yeah.
And Scott's relying on top decks of lands to get to anything past the Guildmage.
Yeah. Alright, he drew the Signet. So he can take a turn off to make his land drop, basically.
Yeah. Correct.
Alright, so he's just going to cast...
Wayfaring...
Guildmage.
Yeah, that's probably the better call, because Wayfaring Temple would come in as a 1/1. And then Unflinching Courage or Guildmage would follow that. It'd be really slow playing, where Guildmage at least gives him a 2/2, and next turn, if he can't do anything, then at least he's not missing out on like a blocker or attacker.
He can't actually use the mana from the pillar to cast the Signet. It's not
yeah, that's true. Yep.
That is a good point. I'm glad you picked up on that. We were just being dumb for a while. This is a much more favorable board for Desecration Demon.
Yes.
Worm Weaver Coil is not really what you want to draw when you have 2 lands in play.
No, certainly not. No, this is the kind of board state that a Desecration Demon takes over and just wins by itself. So.
What does this thing do? It gives things
good chance.
It makes tokens.
What?
I forgot what the Guildmage actually does, but it doesn't do a lot right now.
No.
The Pillar also doesn't it doesn't work for abilities, right? Just to cast multicolored spells. Yeah.
I believe so.
Correct.
So you can play the 4/4 or the Scorpion. Probably just play the Court Shack Metas.
Yeah. Yeah, because then if he sacks a creature to tap the thing, you get 2 counters instead of 1.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I don't think the Scorpion's a super powerful card. It's probably borderline on whether to include it in the deck, but it is going to be good probably against an Unflinching Courage.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need a little bit to finish off.
Yeah. It does have a pretty cheap Scavenge cost. I think only 3 mana for a Scavenge is pretty good compared to a lot of creatures.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad.
I wonder how many. If we compared like the number of games of people getting mana screwed to the number of games of both players actually playing Magic, I'm curious what that number would be for the league so far.
Kind of depressing.
Yeah. Because almost every match, it's been what? Somebody's at least mulled to at
Yeah.
least 5.
There's been a lot of ugly games.
But that's the nature of these weird limited formats.
Are we on game 2 or game 3, by the way? Because on the screen it's showing Carney as 1-0 and Scott is 0-1.
Oh,
Wait,
that's
never mind.
those are their records overall, and then Scott leads the match 1-0.
Okay. All right.
That'll hopefully be less confusing going forward once everyone's played a couple of rounds. All right, so Carney gets in for 6, and he does go with the Scorpion. Beckon Apparition is a castable spell.
Yeah, but
It's pretty
still
low impact.
It's.
I guess he can fog the demon for a turn.
You can even use a spell to do so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because the hybrid spells are multicolored.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized I look like I have a halo or something. Like those lights behind me are really bright. There we go. Turn a different light on. I'll be right back. I think that's a bit better. Well, here's Corpse Jack Menace. Alright, so Scott casts back an apparition after attacks are declared. He exiles the ultimate price. This, of course, is just going to chump block the 6/6, which is better than sacking it, because otherwise it would get too countered.
Yep.
I think if Scott misses his land here, the game is just over.
Yeah. There's really not much else you can do.
Voice of Resurgence.
That's not going to do him very much.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it contains the demon for a little while.
Yeah.
I think we should fly over whatever those elementals create, though.
Yeah. If it was just a Desecration Demon, he'd be okay, but despite the fact that that Golgari Grave Troll is still a 0/0.
Yeah.
Abrupt Decay. It can't hurt, right?
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's an advantage to... He could, like, Abrupt Decay the Guild Mage or something, but I just don't think he really needs to.
Not really.
If Scott does draw a land, he can cast Unflinching Courage, and then Carney probably won't Abrupt Decay, because then he'll give him a free voice token. Or at least it's not that much of a blowout if that happens.
No.
Here comes everybody. So it looks like Scott didn't make the sacrifice yet.
No, yeah. He just basically jump block if he wants.
Yeah. I just don't see how
Rifle.
he's possibly going to win.
No, I don't see either.
Like, he can trade with the Scorpion. Why did he draw a card? Oh, he just seemed I was confused there. Well, that ties the match at 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, next game should kind of start just the same way. You know, there shouldn't be any real sideboarding, I don't think.
Yeah. Can look one more time. I don't think we saw either player draw a sideboard card. I don't know if that last...
No.
The last ley line was the one that's in the main deck already, I think.
Yeah, Meek, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the light forces in the sideboard.
Okay. Oh, we could take a quick peek at the standings, because I have that slide now. You can make fun of me.
They're also already starting.
We don't have to talk about me being in last, so we can just go back to the game.
Sorry, I'll probably join you there after this week, too.
Scott,
I play in Magical Christmas Land. It's okay.
Carney's hand solid. Moldervine Cloak on Lot with Troll seems pretty strong.
Yeah. I mean, Lot with Troll is just a dirty card. I mean, it's just such an enabler. I mean, he doesn't have any real creatures to fuel it, but
yeah,
he does. He goes off, goes nuts.
All right, Scott does have much better mana this game. Let's see, he's gonna get either a Centaur or Voice of Resurgence.
Voice is probably a better place.
Yeah, I agree.
Card.
Just get you more opportunities to get more tokens out.
Yep.
Carney can cast either the Lotless Troll or the Signet. I can see maybe not wanting to play the Troll without regen mana up, but
he might try to also play just to dissuade Scott from attacking with a Voice of Resurgence.
yeah. I think... But he has multiple 3-mana spells in his hand, too. So, like, if he plays the Signet now, next turn he has 4 mana, and then he still can only cast one thing.
He does not have any other creatures in his hand at the moment, so he wouldn't be able to buff Lotleth either.
Yeah.
Right.
But with the amount of cards in his hand, he could easily bluff that.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I think the conclusion we're reaching is that neither play is that great. Is that where we're going? Like,
But it's also its own turn, too. I mean,
my personal opinion is I'd probably go with the Lotleth and then just bluff it. Stop the Voice of Resurgence from attacking this turn.
looks like he's agreed with you.
Mhm.
Though, of course, that's assuming because he doesn't know that Unflinching Courage is there,
Right.
which I'd probably actually play. Just go with the early game aggro. Because every game so far seems like it's been slow for the most part.
Yeah,
So if you can get really go in.
you're either going to get his entire hand, basically. Like, we know that that's not a thing. But, like, if you play the Unflinching Courage and attack, he has to discard 4 creatures to keep his troll alive. That doesn't seem super likely.
Or at least 2 just to trade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, is he attacking?
He is attacking. And he did not play the Unflinching Courage first.
Correct.
Interesting.
So I guess that's either a really sick
Call the
read,
bluff.
or he just doesn't care. Like, if he loses his creature, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make that. I probably would have played that in the third turn instead.
Well, if he plays it now, he has a 3/3. He can give the trample and lifelink too.
I guess.
You can get a 5/5.
Scott doesn't know, but he really wants to put Unflinching Courage on a black creature. But unfortunately, the only one he has, he can't even cast right now.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of things can happen here. Alright, he's just going to go for the Molder Vine Clip.
Vine.
He's going to try to build a Juggernaut here.
I know.
This is essentially a pretty big risk for one turn. It's like the shields are down on the troll this turn. If Scott draws a removal spell. Carney's going to find out that he's not equipped to make this race once the Unflinching Courage comes down.
I would agree.
But he has the Seal of Doom anyway.
Yeah, next turn is going to be... Actually, I think next turn he could Golgari Signet into the Seal of Doom, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And then he'll have Vraska the following turn. This is actually a game. Like, where both players are playing Magic right now. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, we usually get at least one if we go 3 rounds.
Yeah.
This is game 3. We get our 1.
Lifelink is going to be nice. Not attacking with voice. Okay.
So this is a hit for 7. It's a pretty big hit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to heal that 5 back to 20.
Yeah.
He cannot use a pillar to play Overlord Slums or the Scion.
Right. So he's actually...
So really his board. Yeah, his board is all he's got right now.
He's 2 mana away from casting all 3 cards in his hand, basically.
Mm-hmm. And on that, I think maybe the Armada Worm would be better.
Yeah.
Because then you can Scion into populating the Armada Worm.
No. Yeah. Carney has, I think, drawn land every turn. He's starting to get a little...
Did he have the Seal of Doom in the beginning?
Yeah.
I believe so.
I believe it.
Maybe not. Yeah, I think that might have been his first draw step, and I think he's drawn all lands. Alright, so he's going to play Seal of Doom.
No, he's just going straight for the Seal of Doom.
Yeah, he's leaving the black mana up to regenerate the troll instead of casting the Signet.
I mean, I suppose it makes sense playing the Signet into it. He wouldn't have the regeneration mana, and having that additional mana next turn doesn't actually gain him anything.
Right.
Because next turn he still plays a land and can play Vraska if he chooses.
Selesnya Gilgate's a pretty good draw, actually.
Yeah, on this turn instead of the next turn, yeah.
Yeah. If Scott gets to play his cards, he's going to win. Like, lands might just be the the best draws he has.
I mean, he's got 3 things on 5 mana that he can cast.
Right.
Well, one's 6, but basically they're both 6 because they're all 6 because of the pillar.
Top deck's another land.
Well, we can never say that he didn't want for land.
Here is Vraska the Unseen.
Mm.
You can choose to just kill voice.
I could say just plussing, maybe.
I'd probably just, yeah, it seems like he did. Remove the... You should be at 2 counters and not 1.
Yeah.
But destroy the voice of resurgence.
Yeah, you got it.
There he goes.
Because he's got trample on his guy anyway. Here is a Elves. That's a 7/7 elemental token. Or at least that's what it looks like on my screen. Sometimes the tokens don't quite light up, right?
No. Unless there's a 1/1 red one for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the 1/1 red elemental.
All right. I have the Elves versus Goblins 7/7
There we go.
from Walker of the Grove.
Found a good one.
Lawless Troll's gonna get in there. I feel like Scott has a lot of good draws here.
Apparently the new one still shows that for you. On me, it shows me the green-white one, the red one.
Up he drew the land.
There he goes. Armada Worm gives him 2 5/5s.
Seems pretty good.
Yeah, 2 5/5s with trample. I mean, the next turn you can
gives him
Scion.
4/4 with a bird, but yeah, I'd probably Armada first, then Scion for that populate.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, let's see.
It also he also just makes his elemental big enough to kill Vraska here.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I mean, either way he does. No matter what he plays. As long as he plays something.
Right.
He can kill Vraska. It's only one bird, so yeah. For some reason I thought it was 2 birds. I don't know why.
Because he comes in, makes a bird, then populates it to 2 birds, probably.
I thought it was 2 birds and then populate.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Certainly. Definitely the Armada Worm. He doesn't.
But he's not tapping the pillar, so is he?
Maybe he's casting the Scion.
Maybe. I would go with the Armada Worm, but
Yeah. That's curious.
because you can do the Scion at any time to populate.
Yeah.
Because even at a later point, if you wanted to populate that elemental to just get more
Oh,
creatures.
actually, that's probably what he's doing. He's probably populating the elemental, getting to 4/4.
You could do that after the Armada Worm anyway,
Yeah.
where you get 2 5/5s.
Yeah, I guess that's not a ton different.
Well, with this one, he plays the Armada next turn, and then those 4/4s become 6/6s.
Yeah, but that would happen anyway. So I mean, because you can
Oh, you
once
mean
you play the
the-
Scion, you can populate it. I mean, you can choose what you want to populate.
Yeah, this way, but this way they won't have summoning. The second elemental wouldn't have summoning sickness, where the other way he would.
Yeah, I still would have done it the other way.
Wait. Okay.
Because then you have 5/5
He
trample.
drew another land.
6/6.
He opted not to attack there.
Yeah.
That seemed a bit strange. So Vraska's still around, but it can't actually kill anything.
Yeah, but now to kill Vraska, he's going to lose a creature.
Yeah.
Or before he didn't have to.
So he plays a land, finally casts that Signet. Turns out to not really matter too
And
much.
now he has lands in his hand.
I feel like Scott can just like cast spells at random and probably still win. Just because Carney's so flooded. I see he's gonna have to pay a bit of a price though, because well, no, not really. I was gonna say the Lawless Troll can block or regenerate, but his elementals are actually gonna be 6/6s. So he can just not attack with the Scion, basically. No one in the Conclave acts alone. You get a 2 5/5 tramplers.
So if he swings this turn and Lotleth blocks one of the elementals, that's going to be 6, 11 damage still going through. This should be game.
That's a good point. I guess he He can probably afford just to play around removal of some kind anyway, though. This 4 open mana.
I'm curious as to why he just does not want to seem to use this pillar. It doesn't really matter too much, but
You probably can't bluff as many instants with the pillar.
Not really. Or anything you could bluff, you'd probably bluff it with another land.
Yeah, just like I can't think of a lot of things that could go wrong here. Alright, so he does make the attack that should end the game. That had a couple moments where it felt like a good game, and then one player just got super meta flooded.
at least we had the beginning of a game.
Yeah, there was like people cast spells for a few turns.
Block on the elemental.
Block regenerate. I mean, it's
Tap and
possible that
regenerate, but
I guess maybe something could have attacked Vraska, but that seems unlikely. Nope, that's it.
okay, there it goes.
Both of these players will probably 1-1.
Alrighty.
All
So
right.
while they, between their jumping out and jumping in, who's currently 2-0 out of everybody?
Smith and Hunter 2-0. And then a lot of people are 1-1, and I'm 0-2. And Harry and Joe haven't played their second round yet.
Right.
Okay. We'll get the players in here to interview them. I think I'm in charge of the hangout today. I think if I go to the pre-game screen here, at least have a bigger window.
Oh man, my face. It's my face.
Hello.
Hey, we don't like have anybody actually with their camera on. So this probably
Well, nobody else had it on, so I turned mine off. So
is.
I'm just in a messy room.
I just don't have a webcam on my desktop.
I have to do something weird like when I transition on OBS, like to get my face to appear on this one. I think if I click here maybe. Alright, we can see me, although the picture's way too small. Yeah, I haven't gotten this streaming thing down yet.
Yeah.
But what's up, guys?
Not much.
So we continued the theme of very lopsided games.
Yeah.
The third game started off being interesting, and then I don't know how many lands in a row that was. It was a lot.
There's only one card I know for a fact was in my starting hand. That was Seal of Doom. I think that's the only non-land card I drew the entire game.
Yeah, that was
I didn't think so.
what I thought
Yeah.
also. Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. I didn't draw anything. Couldn't do anything.
I'm trying to think about what to add. I felt like there weren't a lot of decisions to make in the first couple games. Did you guys have
Especially
any?
the first games.
Did you guys have any plays that you had to think for a while about, weren't sure about?
There's some ordering in the second game of when to play what creatures, because I had the token guy, I had the Golgari troll, I had the scorpion guy. I wasn't sure if I should just drop the token guy in case Scott tries to tap him so I get 2 counters, or if I should wait till I can have him when I'm playing the Golgari troll, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing ever died for the troll there, but even though it was stuck in your hand, it didn't really matter.
Yeah. I know for a fact that the last game I should have plussed Vraska, I'm pretty sure, instead of minusing the 2/2.
Oh yeah, that actually was something we talked about. Yeah, just because it, like, I don't know, like killing his guy that makes a new guy didn't seem too great, especially when you were so low on resources.
Yeah,
I was-
maybe hoping for the just because your troll was already big enough.
He was going to be a blocker, so I could get the token anyway, so I could populate him.
Right. That's true, but then he would have ticked up Paraska again. You would have had to attack Paraska
Right.
because otherwise you would have ulted, and
Yeah.
there was a potential to lose the game on that.
Yeah.
So
Things would have went south.
yeah.
I
It could
messed
have
up
gone.
anyways by not attacking Vraska after populating that turn and making my voice a 4 or the elemental a 4/4.
Hmm. Yeah, we were discussing which order to do that in.
Right.
Either play the Armada Worm and then populate the Trampler, or play the Scion and populate the Elemental.
Yeah, I was contemplating that as well, and then I just figured having an elemental that can get bigger and bigger, I figured was a better idea than just having an extra 5/5 on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually just flat out missed that play when we were talking. I was like, why does he want 2 birds? I don't understand.
Oh no, I knew the Elemental was coming. I didn't know why he chose to do it then instead of maybe the next turn. But then he said, and then he mentioned that you would probably want 2 attackers,
Right.
which
Yeah.
makes sense. So.
Also, not so much commentary on the game, but something you two might find amusing. The pillar and forest you had in game 2. Dom and I were sitting here talking about how you could potentially play the Signet.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't play the Signet.
Yeah.
I kept looking at it and just getting sadder and sadder every time I looked at it.
Yeah.
It took like 2 full turns to realize.
Yeah.
So I drew it, I went, oh cool, I can play this. And I can't play this. I won't have mana.
No.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
I think we may have underestimated the difficulty of casting spells in this format. Like, because I've been making a comment about how many non-games we've had, but I wonder if a lot of us are being too greedy with the cards we're playing or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I think the only person that's got a really low curve is Hunter.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody else is pretty high. Like mine, like I need 6 lands to do everything.
And yeah, I thought it would be like a grindier format than it, and maybe it still is, but it doesn't look that way because
Right.
we're just like the mana screwed person just getting bashed in by the other guy's 3 drops.
Yeah.
And it's possible that it is grindy, and that Hunter might just take it all because he's got the fast deck. Because he might be able to go under everyone and just say, no, I'm just going to win.
I mean, mine can be fairly fast. It's not a creature-based one, but Hunter's was definitely faster than I was. And at least with the changes I made going into round 3, I tried to cut my curve down a little bit more where I could.
Yeah. I've been debating into when I finally get into round 3 and I can change. Because my sideboard basically transforms me into the Graft Simic tempo deck. So there's a chance that I can go fast, but because a lot of my stuff is kind of in the sideboard is all just creatures that play off other creatures. A lot of the evolve stuff and a lot of the Biomancer and a lot of the other grafting creatures that just try and make my other creatures better.
Yeah.
A few flyers, a few just or things that can fly. Anyway. and to try and win faster instead of winning with, the awesome combo. But I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, I guess that's gonna do it for this week. So we've got one more round 2 match that we're gonna probably have to play next weekend because my brother has bad luck with computers, I guess. And but I'll be with him for Thanksgiving, so we can play that match at some time then, and then hopefully we can make. It'd be nice to be done with round 3 by the end of next week if we can, but we'll see how it goes. I know people will be traveling and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to see
Good,
how soon I can get mathematically eliminated from this tournament.
Should we start looking at starting the next rotisserie draft soonish?
Oh yeah, we should actually.
General opinion. I don't know if you want to stop the recording or if you just want to continue, but the general opinion.
I'll stop it and we should talk about that while some of us are here.